What's going on, people? Y'all know I had to get up on here and share the word of God yet again. Hopefully you guys are feeling okay. You know, the New Year's is right around the corner. I pray you guys set some goals and put some action behind those goals and just go hard with everything that you're doing. I know that 2026 is going to be a great year for a lot of us that put the work in the prayer room and in the physical world that we live in, okay? Because this fight that we live in, this life that we live in, is spiritual and it's physical. Always note that it's both of those things in combination. But today we're going to talk about Christmas, and I got my notes here. We're going to break it down. Why do we celebrate Christmas on December 25th? Ask your pastor that. Ask somebody that, okay? The truth is, Jesus was not born on December 25th. The Bible does not specifically say that, okay? So where does it come from? It comes from many, many generations ago. There used to be a winter solstice, and there used to be festivals, drinking, sexual fornication, a lot of little orgies, and, you know, basically Diddy type activities going on. You know, that being said, it's been remaked into Christmas, right? And the focus has changed to Jesus, okay? So, yeah, that's the one thing. Jesus was not born December 25th, all right? That's one thing. The Bible gives no clear date on that, okay? And the reason why that is, if you go to Luke chapter 2, verse 8, it talks about the shepherds were in the fields at night. And in those times, the shepherds are only be in the fields if it was in the warmer months, let's say spring or fall. You get what I'm saying? Or summer. So that also gives it away right there, okay? Also, another thing, early Christians did not celebrate Jesus' birth. That's another thing. So if you look at why we celebrate it today, if we're being honest, it's a lot to do with financial gain. And, we live in a capitalist society, so many things go on sale for Christmas. You know, it was one of the busiest times of the years. It was so much traffic today, y'all. But yeah, it's for monetary gain, y'all. But yeah, those pagan festivals, that's the real origin of Christmas, if we're being honest. You know, the Roman festivals, it's called Saturnalia. If y'all want to look that up, if y'all don't believe me, look up Saturnalia. The celebration of Saturn. It was feasting, gift giving, stuff like that. They were celebrating the sun's rebirth. So it's like, this is them worshiping the sun essentially. And the Son of God, Jesus Christ, it was basically, instead of them celebrating the sun, they started celebrating the Son of God, the light of the world, Jesus Christ. So I'm not saying that Christmas is bad. It's good to be aware of where it started, you know. But I will say this, if we look at the mistletoe, I wouldn't have the mistletoe. If y'all celebrating Christmas, don't have the mistletoe, because that comes from some fertility ritual type thing they had back in the day. Santa Claus, I get that the kids have fun with it, but for me personally, I wouldn't have my kids worshiping that stuff, because if you look at Santa, it's very, very close to the word Satan. For me, that's just way too close, for convenience and for comfort. Also, Santa is basically judging the kids if they're naughty or nice. I don't think kids need to be judged by anybody but God. And then, of course, their parents could do righteous judgment, of course. But yeah, who's this Santa Claus guy judging your kids, and he's watching your kids? So I feel like that's a mockery of God. God is all-seeing, all-knowing. Santa Claus is mocking God by basically watching all their children. You know what I'm saying? Hypothetically, right? We all know Santa Claus doesn't exist, but if he does exist, it's probably Satan, right? Also, one thing about it, I feel like people, they don't realize that God does care about how he's worshipped. So many people may feel like, okay, I'm doing this for Christ, but many people are not doing it for Christ. They're doing it for the gifts. They're doing it for, the family time, which is perfect. That's fine. I get it. We want family, we want gifts, we want to hang out, we want to maybe have a drink or two. That's nothing wrong with that, you guys. But we have to know the main reason. God, Jesus Christ, that's his birth. If we're gonna choose that day for it, put that on the forefront of your mind. Have a Bible study. You know what I'm saying? Something, something. But I don't know many families that sit around having Bible studies on Christmas. I know my family doesn't. I'm just gonna be honest. So maybe I gotta lead the way on that. But yeah. Um, Deuteronomy chapter 12 verse 4 says, "You shall not worship the Lord your God in that way." So there's certain ways to worship God. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's go ahead and look at what Christmas kind of becomes for some people. And this is the warning of Christmas: debt. A lot of people go into debt. Don't go into debt for nobody. All right. Excess. People are overly eating, overly drinking. Don't do too much. You don't want to get diabetes, hypertension, high blood pressure. Okay, take care of yourself, y'all. Vanity. A lot of people are, you know, well, people could be dressed up kind of, inappropriate for Christmas, but I don't really see too much of that. But that's for some people. Some people will do the most and dress, you know, with vanity. And you know what the biggest thing is I noticed is social pressure and the consumer identity matrix that we're in, where we feel like we have to participate, and we also force ourselves to participate even though it doesn't make sense financially. Okay, because most people in the economy right now, they're not investing on a monthly basis. So in my opinion, I feel like priorities always come first. So yeah, also, if we're being real, we gotta really look at it as, okay, why are we giving these gifts? Are we giving the gifts because we feel pressure to give one back? Are we doing it out of the genuine, will of your heart? Like, did God tell you to do it? You know what I'm saying? Because sharing the word of God, that's the best gift somebody can get, honestly. Just spending quality time with somebody, taking somebody out to eat, or just you know what I'm saying, maybe even helping somebody with maybe their business or something they got going on personally, helping somebody's kids out, something like that. Something that's really caring type thing. It's not all about materialistic things, right? So we gotta look at it like that as well. But just the closing thoughts on this video, I don't think Christmas is a bad thing, but I do think it's bad if you're not aware of the true meaning. And that being said, you gotta put Christ first. If you're not doing that around the Christmas time and the holidays, then you missed the point. That's just how it is. That's just the truth about it. Missed the point. Alright. So yeah, just the final truth on this whole thing. Christmas today is just not biblical. If I'm being real with you. Just to close out this video, Christmas as practiced today is not biblical. It's not found in the Bible. Jesus was not born December 25th. That's not the truth. Who made the truth, though? Who made y'all believe that this was the truth? It is the powers that be. It's the politicians. It's the people that run the United States of America. So that being said, it's not wrong of you guys to celebrate Christmas, in my opinion. But it is wrong if you're not putting God first. You know what I'm saying? Don't put the gifts and the materialistic things first. Put God first. You know what I'm saying?